All right, we're still on 4.4, factoring polynomials. This is the last video, video number 6. And now we're going to show that a binomial is a factor and then factor it completely. So we do the same steps as in number 5, but then we have to factor all the way. So in number 12, I'm going to see if x plus 3 is a factor. So to do synthetic division, I'm going to divide by negative 3. Excuse me. And then I make sure I have all of my coefficients. So I have x to the 4th, x cubed. I do not have an x squared, so I have to put in a 0 for the coefficient of x squared. And then negative 1 is coefficient of x, and then my constant's negative 3. Okay, bring down the 1. So you have 1 times negative 3 is negative 3, plus 3 is 0. 0 times negative 3 is 0. Add that to 0 is 0. 0 times negative 3 is still 0. Add it to negative 1, I get negative 1. And then negative 1 times negative 3 is a positive 3, and my remainder is 0. So I just showed that x plus 3 is a factor, and now I'm ready to factor it the rest of the way. So I need to write this out as a polynomial. Since my highest power was 4, this one's going to start at x cubed. Okay, so I still don't have an x squared or an x in this one, but my first factoring completely, I still have the x plus 3. Now I'm left with x cubed minus 1, because that's what my division left me with. And I can simplify x cubed minus 1 because that is a difference of cubes. And so it's going to equal a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So in my answer, I'm still going to have the the x plus 3. And then I'm going to end up with x minus 1 times x squared plus 1x, or just x, plus 1. And that is as factors as I can make that polynomial. All right, number 13. I need to prove that x minus 2 is a factor. So I'm going to do synthetic division. So I'm going to divide out positive 2, since that's an x minus 2. And I have x to the 4th, coefficients 1, x cubed's coefficients negative 2. I don't have an x squared, so that's going to be 0. X's coefficient is 1, and my constant is negative 2. Okay, bring down the 1 below the line and multiply it by 2, and you get positive 2. Those add up to 0. Then 0 times 2 is 0. Add to 0 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. Add to 1. You get 1. 1 times 2 is positive 2. Those add up to 0. So my remainder here is 0. So that is a factor. My highest power in the original polynomial was 4. So my power here is going to be cubed. You go down 1 power. And then if I fill in each term, counting down my powers, and end up with a constant of 1. So when I factor completely, I still have the x minus 2 that I started with. And now I'm left with x cubed plus 1. Now, this is still a sum of cubes, so it works just like difference of cubes, except instead of the minus, it's got the plus. So I end up with a plus b, but then I end up with the minus here, a squared minus ab plus b squared. Okay, so I still have the x minus 2. I'm going to leave that in my final answer. And then I need to keep factoring x cubed plus 1. So I get x plus 1 times x squared minus x plus 1, because 1 squared is 1. So that is as factored as that goes. So now you can go and finish your practice by doing number 45 and 48.